to bounce back tonight. How were you able to battle that foul trouble and then come through when it mattered?
Just stay with it. Just stay locked into the game. Got in foul trouble. Had some questionable calls early. And just battled back. Had no time for excuses. We had to find a way to win tonight. So that's all it was really. Find a way to win.
What was going through your mind at the line with the and one to tie the game?
Nothing, to be honest. It was clear as day. Locked in, focused on winning. It was no doubt in my mind.
Jaylen, the way that not only you, but the team responded after 3 tough losses, what does that kind of say about the team?
Resiliency is a key to trying to build a great team or a good team. Life is about how you respond. Basketball is about how you respond. And after losing 3 tough games, especially in New York, how we lost the last one, it was a great opportunity tonight to respond. And, through the ups and downs of the game, it wasn't perfect, but we responded and found a way to win.
Jaylen, do you like the game was a physical game? 1, do you like that physical game? 2, do you enjoy playing against LeBron?
Yeah, the atmosphere tonight was, kind of similar to like the playoffs. The officiating was a little up and down. They let us play through stuff, then they called it tight. So we had to keep adjusting to it. But, at the end of the day, the players decided that game. And we made plays down the stretch. They made plays down the stretch. And I thought, it was a good game. It's probably one of the greater games in our recent, Lakers-Celtics matchup. And I'm happy we came out on top.
You're obviously, like you mentioned, pretty down the other night. Is there anything you do to kind of get back in your right mindset after that? Like, whatever, go get shots up, talk to you, or is it just kind of the next day comes and you forget about it? Like, how did you kind of move on?
Like yesterday I said, for your own sanity, you just got to let it go. Last night or last game I had an opportunity, at the line to, push us into overtime or potentially win. Smoked it, but you come back and you find a way to win. Tonight, had the same opportunity. It's funny how life worked, just one game later. I knew I would get that opportunity again, but I didn't know it was going to be the very next game. And you step up to the line and you trust yourself and you do what you got to do. You don't let one game define you. You don't let one moment define you. Life is about how you respond. So, I look at it as a challenge, in those moments. You learn to appreciate those moments, because they, spark something in you to be more focused, more locked in, and have to trust and believe in yourself even more. So I'm just happy we got the win. That's it.
And on the and one, it looked like they didn't call the foul initially, and you almost kind of talked him into it. Like, what did you say to him?
I for sure got hit in the head. I don't know about who, whether it's Pat Beverly or Schroeder, but one of them, for sure smacked me on the top of the head. And they called it, and luckily, they called it. And that was just the craziness of the game, Looked like they might have missed the call, on their end towards the end of the game. But that's life. They'll be all right.
Jaylen, early in the game you had a turnover in the backcourt that led to a basket, and it seemed like Al was saying something to you from the sidelines. What was that moment? What was he saying? And then later on, he seemed to, after you'd made a good play, seemed to be encouraging you. What were those kind of moments with him?
He was just telling me to be better, and that's something I definitely got to be better at, casually through the ball in bounds, unforced, you know what I mean? Just thinking about 2-3 steps down the line instead of just thinking about, what I'm doing right now, being present in the moment right now. You're thinking about, what's to come and what's next, and sometimes you get ahead of yourself. Just focus on what's in front of you, and that was my fault. I threw it, trying to get out and run to Malcolm, casual turnover, and Al got on me, rightfully so. And came back and made some big plays down the stretch, and he gave me some love. So that's a part of his leadership, and that's a part of our growth as a team.
What's it like to get that kind of feedback, in real time from somebody like Al?
It's great. Al is never, condescending. It's never like belittling. Al, he's coming from, the right space when he's talking, and it's all towards winning. Al is only geared towards winning. So anytime he does bring up or say something, that's the angle he's coming from, not from, a place of malice or a place of disbelief or, a place of, anger or, whatever, or frustration. Is all towards winning. So when Al speaks, you listen.
I just feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you for a comment on the situation in Memphis.
It's tough to come out and play a game in the midst of, a viral video that's floating around that creates that sort of trauma. I would be lying if I said that something like that hasn't happened, before or potentially can happen again. I think it's a systemic issue. I think that, we can continue to use the words like reform and, until we look at the foundation and how things have been, initiated and created and designed, I think we're going to continue running into the same issue. I break it down as like there's certain people that want the world to change and continue to move forward, and then there's certain people that are okay with, where the world is at. And I'm going to continue to challenge those people because it doesn't matter if it benefits your pockets or benefits your financial, opportunities. We got to push our society forward, and we got to be better in a lot of regards. Yeah. So in terms of what happened in Memphis, I send my condolences to, their family. I couldn't really make it through the video, but as we've said many of times, and we're going to continue to say, our society has to do better.